was a place to call home, with some gold-plated drones, window-tinted thunderdomes. To be left alone with you hidden in the tip of my phone, only talk when it's on. Oops, girl got mad, wouldn't leave for a song. Next topic, I'm gone. Is this thing on? Everybody be calm, take a seat, and in a minute we can move the show along. Live to my tribe worldwide. Would anybody listen in this godforsaken hour? Could it make the moment prouder? Sir, please, sir, come down from the tower. Sir, please take a shower, sir. Nobody wanna see that, sir. Nobody wanna be that, sir. Through the wire, sure, they're listening now. Confirmed. Truthfully, we got faith in you. In this holy war, our numbers are few. But you, youngin' came, I'm stunting fire, breathing on heathens that came in cheap about a dozen just to see him, just to love him. The man puts demons in ovens, leading with broken brothers and dirty cousins. Yeah, that's me, one of them. I am he from nothing, dirty tongue set gun, and when I'm gone, that's the end of discussion. Let me tell you a secret that's been true all along. It's just the length of my hair keeping me strong. God, before my life is gone, please, just one more song, then I'll kiss you so long. If you listen, I'll talk. If you don't, I won't. Even if your ear's off, you'll hear what I wrote. Have my word as a caption, it's confirmed to do magic. Certifiably absurd, serving life to cadavers. Undeserving and odd to hold these cards in my paws. Degenerate dog, shooting a shot for that action. Begging mercy from God, then call off guard from distractions. Wait, where were we? On your way to reacting. Dear Wikipedia, I'm a splotched, harsh, a drip of an artist. But I promise, if you look, this just the start. Jump start in my car with my opening remarks. Trying too hard to be notable thus far. Ignore all the stuff piled up in my yard. Playing harder to get, perform dazzle and jet. Wait till the start of the set, cause this new wave go hard. Speak like a giant, dance like a Martian. Leave the floor for the rest of our song. One last gonna cut that keeps me squeamish.
Reminds me of Kanye. The autotune.
Tell you a secret that's been true all along. It's just the length of my hair keeping me strong. God, before my life is gone, please, just one more song, then I'll kiss you so long. Tell you a secret that's been true all along. It's just the length of my hair keeping me strong. God, before my life is gone, please, just one more song, then I'll kiss you so long. Never take it in vain, tongue whip it restrain. Never hear me complain, though all my bones gon' break. Shouts out to my guns, can't hear a damn thing. From the look of the battle, it feel good to be.
What's that?
I didn't mean to say, I realized I sent the promo, the screenshot of the tweet, since I can't do links on Instagram. And I sent it out to like everybody I sent stuff to recently, and I forgot that you were there. So you're like, yeah, dude.
It's all right. See, that's why, you know, we live, we learn. That's why this is like it's an informal, you know, practice run almost.
Exactly. Oh man. How many people do you usually get on live streams and stuff like this?
It really varies. Like sometimes it'll be no one, and then sometimes it'll be like 20 people, you know. But yeah, I mean it. Here, I'm just gonna.
I've done live streams on Instagram. It's just easier for me to set up when I do video live streams. And the most recent one I think I did is I went through my entire recent mixtape and broke it down verbatim.
Oh man, you did like the genius behind the lyrics thing.
Yeah, sort of. You know, I didn't actually know if I had lyrics. I didn't have lyrics pulled up, but.
So we are indeed live, and yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're here. I'm Lord Goose, here with Psykick, the Renaissance man, the artist, the filmmaker, you know, and we're just here to hang out. You know, we're trying. this is a different type of live stream format. So we're just gonna talk music. We're gonna hang out. I think we're about to play some chess though. And it's chess. There isn't I don't know if there's a chess category. There definitely is a chess category on Twitch, right? But I don't think I've successfully added myself to it yet. But did you look in the chat? Because if you look, you'll see that I sent you like a challenge link.
There we go. Yeah.
You see it?
This will take you. Are you sure you want to go here? Yeah, I'm okay. I'll risk the virus. All right. Let me make an account real quick.
Okay. So yeah, while you're doing that, I'm
scared though because I haven't done anything chess related in a long time.
Doink Gang, DG, yeah, I Doink Gang, what's up? So yeah, I got. Let me pull up on Ivy Cam, laptop cap with Ivy Cam. All right, there's your beautiful face. So yeah, while we get set up, I got that. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
So I've started. So dude, the thing with music, I don't know if you've noticed this, but in live streams and with any video, you just can't play anyone else's music, otherwise your whole thing will just get copyrighted. And I used to get copyrights. I don't think they're still happening, but because I sent a strongly worded email to the people who were doing it, but there were people copywriting my own music, for me illegally, and it was so I would do a live stream, play my own song, and then get a copyright strike. But I think I have successfully stopped that.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
I never had to deal with that. I'm very lucky in the fashion that I actually. I distribute my music through CD Baby, and I released the music video Unhinged 2.0 before I released my mixtape, which had the song on it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I released the mixtape, it went on my YouTube music channel, which is also linked to my regular YouTube channel. And I was going through one day, and it said that the music video was copywritten by Psykick on behalf of CD Baby, which I have activated. And that if you have it monetized, you won't make any money from it. It won't take your video down. I don't really care. I'm not big enough for somebody to, to want to strike an entire video or whatever on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it didn't realize it was on my own channel.
Yeah, that's what would happen with me. It's the same thing. Someone would strike my stuff, and then they'd be like, "Oh, it doesn't affect it. We're just, They basically said, because I emailed them about it one time, and they're like, "Well, we're basically collecting revenue for you," and it's like, well, they're collecting revenue, and then the distributor I was using, they took a cut of all the streaming revenue, which the videos weren't making money anyway, but it was still like every copyright claim that they make on your behalf is like a potential legal claim. It's a serious thing, and it has the potential, if it's disputed, to end up in court, and it's like, screw that. I want people to be free to play my music in all their videos and share it however much they want without the fear of getting a copyright strike.
Yeah. I actually, it's kind of funny.
Anyway. Oh yeah, are you in this? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, hold on. I can't. It won't let me leave this Discord screen. 1 second.
All right. I'm trying to send out my pawn, but
it literally won't let me minimize. All right. Here we go. I can't actually see you in video. I have to hold on. I have to.
That's all right. My video is just on stream. I don't have it on Discord at the moment. Here for Psychick. Yeah. Psychick. Oh, yo, bro. They're big DG Dwayne is. The chat is requesting a live, or what is it? A freestyle, bro. Do you want to hit him with one? I could give you a beat if you want.
Yes, I do. Just give me 30 seconds
to
switch over to my account so I can watch, because I can see. And Lord Goose,
yeah, okay, yeah.
Good. I'm subscribed. For a second there, I'm like, wait, I'm subscribed.
Yeah, I'm trying to I haven't. Yeah. But here, I'm gonna hit you with the beat.
Oh God.
I mean, if you want, I don't want to put any undue pressure on you. I'll go too. I'll do it with you. So let's see. I'll hit you with one of my own beats. So let's see.
Don't get copyright strike. Oh shit. start off?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Wait, can you crank it up a little bit? Here. There we go. Yo, flying in like Superman, never giving a goddamn. The beat went away, I can't even hear it. Trying to convey through my thoughts like a spirit. Ouija board on more. I need to go with the sword, killing off all of my music. My instinct is about to go and sync with the flow. Synchronous, no, I don't want to go in this classroom anymore. I'm zooming through. Can you turn up the beat a little bit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go.
There we go. Trying to keep up with the show, it keeps cutting out some more. Maybe that's just internet. Fiber connection, fiber optic until the day that I'm going. Optimus Prime flowing until the day I'm going. Two-toeing everything, two-tone as I'm stepping stone. Yo, it keeps cutting out.
Oh, damn.
Like the connection keeps going.
Cutting out. Dang. We are streaming across a whole country here, so, you know.
All right.
All right. Dude, that was heat, though. Heat, though. All right, here. Hit me with, like, a word. What's a word?
A word? Verbatim.
I said verbatim. I'll take them and slay them. Whatever, man. I think I'll line them up and just fish fillet them. They praying that I will leave them taken. I'm Liam Neeson. They all just heathens. I think I'm breathing on them with bunch of fire. Whatever, they just talking all this shit. You know they all just liars. I think that, yeah, I'll eat them alive because I am a lion. I think they asking questions, they prying, but I'ma start flying. Damn, cause I'm a pelican, man. I got a bunch of intelligence. I think one day I'll run for president. Whatever, it's irrelevant. Like, damn, they so delicate, man. I'm getting all these chicks while they all staying celibate. Damn,
Spraying for the etiquette, never knowing how to get 7 hit, and I'm going. Heaven sent flowing, lost the beat again. Jesus, it only comes to you. This is my thesis, hypothesis, never knowing with this hypotenuse. I'm strangling it. Oh, God.
Damn it. Oh, wait, no, okay, just cut off for a sec. That's what the beat does. My bad. Yo, wait, are you on, well, before we keep going, so we'll keep going. Were you able to get on the chest thing?
Yeah, I think I'm on it.
Are you on it? I'm trying to.
I think so.
I'm trying to move.
Wait,
you're
not, hold up, you're not Captain 6, are you?
No, I'm turned Snacko.
What the fuck? It's just automatic. I hit your link and it's like you're playing with Captain 6. I'm like, I don't think that's what Goose would go by.
What's
Hold on, let me try it again.
Okay. I'll send you a new challenge link. Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. This
link to challenge, and I'm about to drink a whole gallon of that water. I'm a pterodactyl, scratch you with my talons. I'm just trying to have a little bit of talent, like. All right.
DJ Khaled ain't got no talent. He's still stealing all talent around, calling himself the man of God, but no prophet can hold him aside. He's a fucking facade. Oh my God, I'm going off the top, spitting like Gerard. Here he goes like a bomb clot. Fuck this thought, I'm out. I really can't hear the beat whenever I start rapping. It goes away immediately, so I hear no beat.
Oh, I think, you know what I think it does? I think on Discord, like, when you start talking, it's like, for you, it'll silence me. So I'm like playing you the beat, and like when you start, it cuts the beat out for you. But it sounds dope on my end, bro.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm literally rapping off beat, and I know like that's the biggest complaint I get from people. They're always like, why you gotta rap off beat? Now, for today, I actually have an excuse if I seem off.
Yeah, you're like, it's lag,
no.
You know, it was an online thing, you know, Discord's not perfect.
It was lag. It was lag.
Yeah, I kind of want to drop the Discord link in chat, and just like anyone who's viewing who wants to join, let them join. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Oh snap! I got my stream up like this. Let's see. Rhyme DG or Doik Gang. Okay, I can do that. DG or Doik Gang.
Holy crap!
You
got that Inception screen.
Oh yeah. I just pulled that up to look at the chat. I'm not as seamless as I want to be, but DG, they never mess with me. I'm about to cut them up, man. Get some truffle of trees. I get a couple of seeds. They all looking at me. I'm like, whatever, you know that I'm so free. I said, Doik Gang. We going, yeah, you know, I get more bang. Wait, okay. All right. I said, Doik Gang. You know that I'm about to hoist, man. Wait, okay. That's a hard one. Doik Gang. Am I even saying it right?
Doink?
Doink? It might be Doink. Doink? All right.
You can just say DG.
DG. Let's see. What did he say?
Yeah,
Doink
DG.
Gang. Doink Gang.
Yeah, but
All right.
It stands for Doinking, so just go DG since it's.
Well, yeah, DG, you know they can't fuck with me. Whatever, I'm about to kick it so free. Like, yeah, I get it with the doink. You know that I'm going infiltrating, I'm on point. Like, yeah, when I'm chilling with my gang. Understand, man, I'm airbending like Aang. Whatever, I think that I just hit them with a bit of slang. You understand, like I am a tiger with my fangs. Like, ooh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna put the. Here, actually, I'm gonna ask you what you think about. Like, what do you think if I drop? I got a couple some viewers right now. You know, should I drop it the Discord link in chat and let people join, or you know, is that too risky? We might get a rant. I guess I reserve the right to kick anyone out. So it's like, what do you think?
You can do whatever. For me though, I'm watching the YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's hella delayed.
Hella delayed.
Like, I'm watching you rap to Doink Gang right now on the live stream. Now that could be just my side.
That's how it goes. Well, I mean, like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a delay between when the stream shows up. But is the like? Are you saying that the sync is off? Like my.
I can't tell. I'm not listening to it because.
Yeah. No, it's probably fine. That's how it's supposed to be.
But regardless of that, I think.
Let's see. I'm gonna send you a new chest link.
I think it's because I think if you added more people in video or audio, it could make the lag more extreme. So you can add more people. Just be mindful that it might. Lag it out.
Okay. All right, here I'm dropping a new. Oh yeah, Derek. Yeah, Derek's in the server. Yeah, Derek, feel free to hop on the Discord.
Dude,
so
I
yeah.
can't find you on chest though.
All right, so I just dropped a new link in the chat. Do you see it?
I do. Hey everybody, wait. Let me comment since I am psychic.
You are psychic.
I am psychic. Let me just say something so you guys can follow me here.
Oh yeah, I'll put your Insta handle in the description for the chat or the description for the live stream.
Sweet. I'll link my website at some point.
I should have done that.
Okay.
Did I not do it already?
There we go. I'm with you in chess now.
Heck yeah! All right. Let's see. Psykick. It's Psykick, and then your Instagram handle is at Psykick34.
It's just at Psykick34. No caps, nothing special.
He's a artist / film maker from California. Give home check out his jams.
Big DG, are you talking to me or Lord Goose?
Let's see. What do you say?
He's asking, are you?
I'm dropping a music video this Thursday on YouTube. New one. Brand new. I would love to show it to you right now, but I cannot. It's not finished.
Cool.
What about you, man?
I just dropped a single and music video a couple weeks ago, and I've got one more on the way, one more single, and then there's going to be an official musical lyric video, not a full music video because that takes time and I don't have the time anymore. And that'll be my last song for 2020. And I got 2 new EPs planned for 2021, as well as eventually, once coronavirus is under management and I can get around, I will make my film. Okay. Oh, I guess I moved first. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention on chess. I was so distracted.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, game aborted. What the heck? I literally just okay, rematch. I'm hitting. Okay, so I hit rematch. I'm requesting a rematch. Okay, there we go.
All right. I'm gonna go first. Here we go. Are these all your beats? It says your game will auto abort.
Oh, boom. All right, there we go. Okay.
Oh,
all right, we good. See, I know I'm not the most the most technically. Why is it giving us like such strict timing? It's like, is this supposed to be blitz chess or something?
I'm not sure.
Me neither. But yeah, it's anyway. So wait, tell me about. You said that you had music coming out. You dropping one more song before the end of the year?
I am. It's called Versatile and Versatile, but I say it as versatile to extend the syllables of the song. So now I sound like an idiot because I'm technically mispronouncing it on purpose in the song.
No, that's what you got to do as a lyricist. You know, you gotta.
Sometimes you gotta stretch it. Yeah. So I wrote that song pretty recently, and it was inspired off one of my new favorite underground artists, Khan, who's really good. I'll send a link of some of his music to you because it's really fucking good. And so, I kind of wanted to get more. I wanted to highlight that I can go. I can go fast. I can go slow. I can go high. I can go low. I can just be all over the place with the energy and the things that I'm trying to convey. It's not always gonna be the same,
Yeah, yeah.
even though I'm only one person. I can't like magically come up with the newest thing ever. But
But you,
um,
but you,
it was just kind of playing around with sounds.
well, that's cool, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I've
and it's a
enjoyed
flip because
watching your progression. I would say as an
thanks,
artist.
man. Yeah, it's definitely slow but steady wins the race for me. And yeah, I that's the biggest thing I was trying to highlight in my most recent mixtape.
Hmm.
Um, is that come on. Oh, you got me.
Got you in check, bro. You in check.
I see. That was a good move. I am not paying attention
That's
to
all right.
the
Yeah, that's all right,
gesture.
man.
The
Don't worry about it.
the I'm also doing versatile because I wanted to switch up the I kind of sometimes I think of when I release something, I think of what the next thing will be and how that would relate to something. So I dropped Torment Mine, which is my latest music video in single, you know, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and that's a little darker. It's a little more introspective. It talks about depression and the conflicts of do I make more music? Do I what happens when I stop loving what I love doing right now? Right? It's these questions that
Yeah.
sometimes get in my head, and that's all good. And I wanted to get that out there, and I thought it was a good song and a decent music video and all these things, and I'm proud of it. But now I want to kind of just flip flop and go back to more energetic, more to not necessarily just happy, but more just energetic and a little more upbeat, not as, oh God, what if everything's bad sort of thing.
I totally
Because
understand. Yeah, I get that feeling
yeah,
though. Like um, so there's just different. I don't even know. Sorry, it's difficult to hold a conversation and play chess.
and
um,
listen to music and reply to people in chat.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Multitasking genius
it
over here.
really,
Um,
really,
but yeah, it's I totally understand what you're saying though, because sometimes you want to, uh, like, it, a lot of times like my music or the emotions, it depends on where I just am at the time. Like
yeah,
emotionally, and sometimes, yeah, yeah, you got to kind of like capture that feeling. But that's dope. So you kind of wanted to go into more. Uh, how would you say this? Like upbeat, fun music, right?
yeah. And so I have something on the way that I'm teasing out. So I break up my workload in phases,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I've got phase one, two, three, four. So I'm at phase four right now, and usually I base the phase around either one big project or a couple big projects, or it's kind of I play it by ear. But now I'm kind of figuring out a system. It's a way for me to stay organized, but it's also a way to kind of kick off some sort a little, even if it's just a little bit of a new evolution. That way, you know. Uh, Psychic Logical to the end of, or actually beginning of Psychic Logical, getting that hyped up was phase two, and kicking that off with Psychic's Wartime Protocol, and then post Psychic Logical things were phase three. So the brain tapes, some of the freestyles, anything related to that. So it's a way for me to literally organize my files, but it's also a way for me to um, understand to just convey we're in a new part. So I'm entering phase four. I announced that a couple weeks ago, and in the phase four, it's not necessarily just when I drop something. It's the process of making something. It's the process of freestyles and social media, and maybe if I rebrand myself like I did recently, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am currently in phase four, and the idea is right now, for what I have on the docket, is By the way, Goose, you have somebody in the Discord chat who wants to join videos, so you can.
Oh
That's
snap!
up to you.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, so the phase 4 thing is going to be Brain Tapes Volume 2, right? The sequel to my latest mixtape, and the Dark Tapes Volume 1. And the Dark Tapes is kind of it's a little different. It's not exactly the it's not just dark, but it takes the darker theme. And instead, Psychological, my album, was a combination of tones and themes and things I wanted to get out there, and I'm proud of it.
Mm.
Now I'm doing shorter projects, and a few of them that kind of so if somebody wants to listen to the darker side of things, they can check out the Dark Tapes. If someone wants to listen to the more traditional stuff I make, they can go listen to Brain Tapes Volume 1 or Volume 2. It gives them more flexibility and agency without having to be stuck in saying, "Oh God, I like this song, but I don't like this song," because then that makes it harder to get somebody to listen to 6 or 8 or 10 tracks on a project I make.
Yeah.
And while I like while I like dropping singles, I find it more exciting personally to do
Yo, what's up, EC?
full projects.
Good to see you back, bro. Thanks for coming back to the channel. So yeah, you seem to be you definitely seem to enjoy the full album experience, the full
I do.
immersive, which is cool. I think that's that a lot of people like I've moved away from the album somewhat just because it's partly like for the audience, because people when you're I would say that you and I both are still like we have fans, of course. Like, I mean, look, the chat's blowing up, but we're still building our fan base. So there's a lot of people who are going to be hearing our music who like don't really know, aren't familiar with us already. So I've just kind of decided to embrace the single for the next little while. But also, I enjoy the fact that it. I enjoy the fact that let's see. Oh, it's not used with the night. I like that. What was I gonna say? Let's see. Can I hide this? Is there a way for me to save this? This little bishop. There we go. All right. I like the feeling. Like, so I've set myself up for like a single a week, and
Dang.
and
Okay.
well, I'm trying to hold that. I've been able to do it for the past. This coming week will be my 5th week doing it, and it's definitely it's been a challenge, but it's also like it feels really sometimes when you feel like you're working really hard but you don't really know. It's like, oh, I don't know what actually came of my work. Well, now it's like with the single, it just feels good to be like, okay, I worked and I was able to get that single done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean sometimes what's up, J3? Sometimes it's nice to just look into this is a lot of things to juggle here.
right.
Yo.
This is mind melting.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Yo, thank you for the Doink Gang freestyle.
The Doink Gang all the
we
way.
tried.
Let's see.
Fucking free up Doink Gang. I'll hit you up for some collabs.
Dude, absolutely, man. Doink Gang. I don't know who they are, but if they down to clown, I'm down as well.
Can we join them? Can we join the Doink Gang?
Yeah.
Is there an initiation process?
Yeah, there is an initiation process.
Yeah, I don't want to be drowned or anything though.
what do we have to do? I mean, I know it's probably secret. There's probably like a secret handshake or something. I don't know.
It's definitely gotta be a secret.
Nah. You got to come somewhere in the UK to do this initiation.
All right, let's see.
But I think we could do it virtually. Like, where do you live? Like, can you smoke weed legally over there? Or?
I mean, you can't, but like that doesn't really stop anyone.
No, it doesn't stop anyone in North Carolina. Plus,
True.
I can hear. So.
Yeah. Psychick can. He's in the one state. No, not the one state. There's multiple states now.
Right. Yeah. Have you ever heard of like a triple braid?
A triple braid. What's that?
No.
Yeah. So you basically get three joints and you wrap them all together like a braid, like a hair braid.
Okay.
You wrap them up like a braid,
Uh-huh.
and you smoke all three.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. No, I know. So I had some. I don't do do a lot of weed or anything like that, mostly because I don't trust myself on it. But I had some edibles when I first got here because I actually am allowed to have a medical marijuana card because I am mentally fucked, and the state of California's like, yeah, yeah, bro, you're over 18 and you need some help. So, um, so I got that, and I went to an edible dispensary, really nice store, better than your average Target, and I got some, and one of the things I got had a better ratio of CBD to THC, which is better for me, so
Yeah.
that was good. And then the second time I ever did it, I was at home both times. Um, I tripped out so badly. I died. No, I literally died on the couch,
Oh my goodness.
and I then proceeded to watch 40 years in the future. Not like big events like the next 9/11 happened. Nothing like that. I just saw the personal relations, my friends, my family, whomever, and how they interacted around my death and what they did with their life for 40 years.
Bro, it sounds like
So
a
Yeah.
DMT trip almost. I mean, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds like you
like
had like a bunch of
that
dopamine or something. I don't even know, man. That's crazy though.
that shit
Also, you're gonna run
that
out
shit
of
was
time, bro.
not fun.
You got 2 minutes left. I will see if I
That
can set the
was
time limit for more next time.
yeah, or just
that's
erase
quite
it.
fun. Have you ever done psychedelics?
Have I ever done so? No, God, no, no. My life is a psychedelic. I don't need shit to help me with it. I have a lot of people ask me when I rap or when I freestyle, whatever I do, or films. They're like, "Are you high when you do shit like that? Or do you get inspiration when you're high?" And it's like, no, no. I've only been genuinely high twice, and one time it was just a buzz that kept me from, that helped give me energy and watch a movie. And the other time, I died and watched my life unfold before my afterlife unfold before my eyes. None of that shit is inspiring.
That,
So
that's quite
Yeah.
a. I've never heard anyone say something like that before.
That's
Tell
quite
me what
intense, to be
what did
fair.
you see when you looked into the future?
oh, it's very personal, right? It's just very
Okay,
like
yeah,
a
you don't got
people
to tell
and
me.
friends and family like gathering and like kind of mourning the loss, my death, and then some of those people moving on and trying to figure out what to do, and it's just things like that, and kind of watching like I only have a handful of really close people, so just kind of watching them unfold, kind of like a movie, scene by scene,
Mm.
and yeah, not a fun time. Not a. It doesn't mean that's how it is for everyone else. I am clearly just. I feel like my brain is already there. My
Yeah.
brain is already too easy to go down that rabbit hole. So I actually try to avoid drugs, not because I'm like drugs are bad for you, meh, but because I know that I've already, you know, life is my mind on its own is scary enough as it is. I don't
That's
need
quite
something to push me.
responsible. I'm not. I've recently I've stopped. Well, okay, so I hang out with a lot of rappers, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
they're always offering me like blunts and stuff, and so I've like recently had to. Well, I've just chosen to like cut back significantly, just because I want like, it's fun being high and all, but I've come to enjoy and desire like mental clarity more and more. But I don't know, to each his
Yeah.
own. Like I'm not saying that there's no, reasonable
And there's
marijuana
no
use.
right or wrong. It's like finding
No,
the balance that works for you. I imagine.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And it's about
100%.
what you're comfy with, what your limits are. If you're not
Yeah.
or if you have someone in your household who may not be, my dad is asthmatic, so I can't smoke in here, right? That's dangerous for his health.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's never on the table. So when someone's like, "Well, smoking's better managed, why don't you do that?" It's like, "Well, I can't risk that." So I've only been able to do edibles, and I might try it at some point, but yeah, after these experiences, I'm not too big in a hurry. I've got my own ways, my own therapies to help me kind of chill out, and one of them is freestyling or rapping or writing in any capacity. That's kind of my natural drug.
I
One of
was
them.
actually gonna ask you like,
So
what's kind of your motivation for making music? Like what's
um,
I mean, I know that's a big question, but like what drives you to wanna create, like, I guess, music, and then I also want to talk about your filmmaking as well, because I'm curious about that.
yeah, well, it started for me. I'm gonna lose this, by the way. This chess match, I can't. I'm just like, hey, I'm talking about weed and music, and then I'm looking down. I'm like, oh right, I'm playing chess. You know, I haven't played chess in a minute,
Yeah, I
and
don't. I don't mean to.
I'm screwed here. I can't do anything
We could start a new
fast
game
enough.
if you want. I think I forgot how to like resign, but I don't know. You have 10 seconds left anyway.
I got 10 seconds. I'm gonna just bleed the clock out.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, I something that inspired me was I just started writing. I've always listened to rap music. Well, for a very long time, I've listened to rap music. Specifically, I got into Eminem and all these things,
oh,
and
oh
I
whoops,
always liked it and got interested in it.
crap! I accidentally
And
just.
I started writing in high school.
Hold on, I gotta send you
Um,
a. Dang it! I accidentally
when
started
I
a new
was
game.
like
Are you
losing
JW?
my
Are you
mind.
JW0550? Is that you?
Am I what?
What's the? Oh no, you're Psychick 34. Dang it! All right, I accidentally started a game with someone else that I didn't. I'm just gonna leave.
That's okay.
No, no.
Um,
I wanna.
so yeah,
Do you want to play again,
I
or
started writing.
would you like to play again?
I mean, we can, but I get so distracted that it's
Okay.
just gonna be the
All right,
same
that's fair.
thing.
Then yeah. I'm gonna pull up Anyway, continue your story because I have an idea of what I want to do
Yeah.
next.
So I started writing just to kind of relieve myself of my tensions, and I started figuring out, okay, wait, I like listening to rap. I like Eminem. Like, what if I just try jotting something down like that, personal to me? It was kind of like just journaling, writing to myself, and then I started figuring out, wait a second, I got something going for me. I'm actually pretty good at connecting these things and making these jokes, and kind of taking my experiencing and implanting it in music. And so I took that further and further, and then I decided, you know what? I love making films, but films take a while, and they take extra people. And I want more ways, more avenues to express my creativity that is less dependent on other people or that is less time consuming. So I decided, fuck it. I'm not doing anything right now. As I was 17, 18, I was junior transitioning senior year of high school, and I was like, let me try writing a project of some kind. And so I started writing songs, and by the time within 6 to 8 months, I had 15, 16 songs written, and I'm like, ah, shit, wait, maybe I got something going. So I made two films that year, and as I was making films and I was doing Twitch streaming and making an Instagram and doing all these things, I decided, let me really kick it up and start kind of teasing out the idea that to all my friends, I'm gonna try rapping, and all of them were like, what the fuck? Why? When? Where'd that come from? You know? And and eventually after I spent a long time rewriting and tweaking and editing and recording. And then I finally released Superdome, my first project, in May of 2019, even though I started it late 2017 and mostly wrote it throughout 2018. I finally released it then. I got actually surprisingly decent feedback, and I'm like, huh, I like doing that. And I was freestyling at the same time, so I really got into it. And I'm like, I think I like this. And so I said, you know what? One thing at a time, screw it, let me try again. And so I made Psychic Logical. Uh, I started writing that as soon as I finished Superdome, and then released that on April 3rd of this year of 2020. And each project or each single, everything gets exponentially more important in terms of more people paying attention, the quality of things that I'm doing, the general improvement of what I'm saying and how it sounds. Um, and so that was a big project. I wasn't sure if I was going to make something else and release it within 2020. I knew I was going to write more. I knew this was a new passion of mine, a new love of mine. And so I kept on writing. And then I'm like, you know what? I heard some of the feedback on the album. I know people enjoyed it, but I also realized some people didn't, and some people thought, oh, this could be improved, and they would like it that much more. And so I decided, you know what? Let me turn some of these songs I've been working on, let me turn it around and make it something that is a little different and that really kind of checks off the box of some of the complaints I got. Oh, your flow was a little off here. Oh, I didn't know if I liked the production here. Oh, you're a little too complicated. You went on too many syllables here. All valid, constructive criticisms. Not everything everyone says I'm going to take into consideration to change, because I like, you know, when I release a song or an album, I'm proud enough of it, and I understand at that point in time of what I made is good enough for me.
That's I
I'm
totally
always aware that.
I relate to that. Like
I'm
I've
sorry.
been on
Yeah.
so like sometimes you get feedback for something and it'll be like one guy will say one thing. Okay, so say you have a line and it's like one person's like, "Oh, I like that line," and the other person's like, "Oh, I didn't like that line." So some a lot of times feedback isn't helpful because it's like you'll get both things. But in my experience, it's like sometimes if you get the same feedback from like multiple people, then
Right.
it's like okay, that's real, you know.
Yeah, it's not a one-off. It is a more common theme, and so that's what Brain Tape Volume 1 was. As much as it was something I wanted to make, it was also a natural progression from a technical aspect of saying, okay, I see that people didn't like this or didn't appreciate what was going on here. Let me try to fix that. And I think for the most part, it's gotten pretty good reception. Of course, it's not perfect. Of course, there are things that need to be improved. And of course, there are things that I didn't do fully or properly. But even with that in mind, I decided, that was a substantial, from a technical aspect, a substantial step towards the right direction on improving my music. And it was a 4 month turnaround from the point of finishing writing it and finishing it up, 4 to 5 months. Really 5.5 months, because I released Psychic Logical on April 3rd, and then I pretty much finished writing all of the Brain Tapes Volume 1, which is only 6 songs, but it was 4,000, 5,000 plus words, whatever. I finished writing that at about on around the beginning of August.
Real quick,
And sorry,
psychic.
yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
like a catchphrase or something? I'll
Do
I'll,
I
I'll
have a
explain why
catchphrase?
in a second. But do you have like a catchphrase?
Not a catchphrase, but when people ask me why psychic, like why that name, why is it spelled that way, I say a psychological kick to the brain.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. You'll
Okay,
see in a second. All
cool.
right. Anyway, continue. So yeah. So getting feedback and stuff. So let's talk about. You said you had a songs coming out uh, before the end of the year, and then what's
Yeah.
coming after that?
So I've got a few things planned. In this Phase 4 post I did a few weeks ago, um, I have multiple projects that I'm writing. I have a total of, and I think I have already said this. I try to treat everything very professionally, so I'm like I can't leak anything, even though there's like 600 people that actually care. But to me, I want to treat it as if I am global. I am Eminem. I am whomever. I want to treat it like that, as that professional level. So, but I have currently have 15 demos, and by demos, when I say demos, it can mean different things. For me, a demo is a song where the beat is pretty much done, whether I created it or someone else did. Um, the song is written by all intended, like the bulk of what I have to say is done,
Psychic, do you have
and
like
it's
a?
recorded. What
I'll,
do
I'll
I
I'll
have a
explain why in a
catchphrase?
second. But do you have like a catchphrase?
Not a catchphrase, but Hold when
Oh.
people
Sorry.
ask me why psychic, like why that name, why is it spelled that way, I say a
Wait.
psychological kick to the brain.
That's me. That's me. Don't worry about
Okay, I was like,
it.
I'm watching the YouTube feed and I'm like, wait, did I just turn on the volume? And I thought you were asking
Nah.
me the same question. Whew, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm lapsing. Okay. But anyway, so I announced the Phase 4 thing, and then I said, so I'm working on, I'm writing, loosely writing 25 songs. I have 15 demos, and the demos are, I usually try to think of a demo as 80% finished. So the song is, for the most part, if I send a demo to a friend or somebody to review, or if I'm listening to it, not much of it's going to change unless I take a 180-degree direction and turn it around. It's pretty much as it is. It's just going to be tweaked and polished to make it really,
Mhm.
impactful. So I've got 15 of those. Um, and sometimes I have to re-record bits and pieces. Sometimes I feel like I have to re-record the whole verse or the whole song. But for the most part, demos are that almost finished process. And so I've got 20 plus songs that I'm writing, and then 15 demos, and then a handful of concepts and ideas that I'm going to tease out down the road. So, so the psychological kick to the
All right. I'm keep. Yeah. Anyway, keep going. I'm
so
messing around with
that's
this sample here.
I can tell, that's cool. So that's pretty much the big process that I take, and so I I made Brain Tapes Volume 1 in mind that there would be a Volume 2. So
Hmm.
instead of releasing a big album of 10, 15 bajillion songs, however many, I decided to do small projects to be able to make it more manageable for me to make, but also to make it more controlled so it's better music and
Hmm.
it's not, because when I look through Psychological, if I were to play you some songs from that album of 10 songs, I might only pick 3 to 6 at 6 at max if I was really stretching myself and I felt comfy, and
Hmm.
three that I'd instantly go to. And so that's what I kept in mind when designing these next projects. So
That's
yeah,
that's cool, man. I appreciate you like sharing all that about your
yeah.
process. So do you ever do any live stuff? Do you ever perform live?
Psychological kick to the brain. No, and the reason for that is not because I don't want to. I mean, it's one of those things I've never done and I don't know much about, and I'm a little anxious about. But um, it's really because I moved right when I dropped this mixtape, my first mixtape, Super Done, and that was before really anybody knew, right? So I moved, and so everybody who was interested isn't even in proximity. They're 2,000 plus miles away. So there's that, and then moving here, trying to get ingrained in the culture and the school I'm going to, all that stuff takes time. It just takes time. I've moved around a lot, and I'm aware of that. And so I was just working on improving the music itself and growing a virtual fan base. And then COVID hit. So it might be a year or so until I can really get that social cultivation I'm looking for to start getting the confidence. Because first of all, I have to have enough people in a concentrated place who are interested enough in seeing me, in me going to the trouble, right? I gotta have more than it. I feel
I
like I
mean,
should have at least
to an extent, but like
a handful
you
of people.
like I would say there's also like just getting on stage. It's good for you to get practice on stage,
Yeah,
regardless of whether or not there's like a lot of people there, because stage, like performing, it's something that you want to be able to do really well, and that comes with reps. Honestly, like the only thing that makes anyone good at their craft on stage is going to be reps. So like I would recommend like open mics or just however you want to do it, however you want to go about it.
hmm.
But like
Well, I tried to get a cipher going here locally where I am at.
mhm,
I'm in the Coachella Valley area where the Coachella Festival is, right? So I wanted to tap into that market, and I wanted to see if I can get more young hip hop artists who aren't necessarily psych trying to make a big splash,
mhm.
and so I tried to get that going, but it's difficult. And now with this whole COVID situation, it's damn near impossible, and I'm not comfy going out in this circumstance right now. So I'm just deciding to kind of put that on the side right now, and I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm transferring schools, psychological kick to the brain,
Mhm.
in a year. So I'll be in LA most likely in a year.
You're going to
Um,
LA.
LA.
What's
So
what's
that will
bringing you there?
be
First of all, how old are you?
uh,
Are you in
20.
college? Okay, yeah, you're in
Yeah.
college. What school are
Yeah,
you
I'm a
transferring
junior
to?
in college. I'm currently at College of Desert, which is a community college here that allows me to do like all my general ed and some extra film stuff and curriculum, get an associate science technical transfer, and then to be able to take that degree, which is a pretty solid degree, and then transfer to Cal State University or wherever other school. But it allows me at a cheaper rate to check off all the general um, ed classes and to get my first 2 years done, no problemo.
Hmm.
And then that way, when I transfer to whatever university I get in, I could just focus on film and get my bachelor's. So I have 2 degrees under my belt, a bachelor's, and probably, because this program I'm in, no student debt, which would be lovely.
That's great. That's always a good
Yeah.
thing.
But, of course, in the process of that, moving here and trying to do that, I've got 1 semester of school left and it's all online. And that's fine. So I'm kind of just gearing my mind if I'm going to do live performances, if I'm going to cultivate more interpersonal relations in terms of my music or my films, I have to do it in LA. And that's okay because that gives me time here to breathe, to focus on school, and to
Wait,
focus
hold on,
on
hold on. What
fine-tuning music.
what are you saying you have to do in LA?
Most likely to do the social aspect, getting ready to, if I'm going to perform live, to do all these other things, to make friends and whatever. That's going to be in LA just because coronavirus has shut everything down here, and it'll be a while until I'm able to be in a social circumstance, and I'm moving in about in like 8 months anyway for
Huh.
school. So
Um, I think that's true. I think that there's. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm assuming the California COVID culture is probably different than what it's like in North Carolina. People here are like
it
not
definitely is.
not scared to leave their house and stuff. Like, there's businesses that are open. I don't know what it's like in California, but I'm just
I mean,
assuming that's
there
crazy.
are essential businesses open, but I mean, we're the largest populated state, and it's hard to control a virus that's killing over a quarter million people, right? Um, and you can't necessarily force every single person to wear a mask when they go outside. You'd hope that they would, so they don't involuntarily kill somebody, but you can't force it. And so the best thing is to reduce the chance of spreading. So don't let people. It's not martial law. You're not gonna get shot if you go outside. You can go outside. It's just I prefer not to because I don't want to risk people
Yeah,
in my
the the
family and
the culture is
me.
definitely different because like
It is
here
different.
people are significantly like most of the people well, not most, but a lot of people I know just don't think the virus is that deadly.
And it's yeah, and that shit drives me crazy because it's like it's killed more people than most of the wars America was involved in under a year. I mean, when you think,
Wait,
here's how I try to
huh,
equate it for a handful of people who may not think it's a big deal. 9/11,
uh-huh.
a horrible tragedy in America that has left a that has changed the culture of America and the world for that matter. All happened in the course of a day, and it took 3,000 lives, some 3,000 lives, and it was awful. And that was 19 years ago.
Mm.
That was one day. We've had a 9/11 every day for almost a year, and so that for me in my mind, the way I have to equate it sometimes, the way it feels is if there was a 9/11 every day, and if somebody looked at the burning towers and said, not a big deal. That's how it feels whenever somebody, to me personally, how it feels whenever somebody says, I'm, who cares? It's like, dude, this has taken 250,000 lives. It's infected millions of people. And the thing is, the mask isn't to protect you necessarily. It can. It's to protect other people who don't have the luxury that you do, right? I have the luxury of being safe. I have the luxury of being close with my family and going to a school that's considerate and relatively being in a good standing with that in mind. But I know people who, if they got COVID or if a loved one of theirs got COVID, they can't do anything about it and it would kill their loved ones. And I don't want to be responsible for spreading it and involuntarily killing people who don't have a fighting chance. So for me, people who decide not to wear a mask is it's just kind of immoral in my eyes now because it's the science has proven it's effective. It reduces the chance of spreading, it reduces the lethality to people who can't survive this. And so by you actively saying I'm not going to wear a piece of fabric over my mouth when I'm outside is saying I'm okay if this spreads and kills more of people who can't survive this. You and me might be able to survive this, right? We're young, we have decent immune systems. Anybody with any heart condition, which is the majority of deaths in America, will not. So it's just one of those things to me where it's a very simple thing. It's you don't have to destroy your life to accommodate others. You just have to take a step back a little bit. And I know we've all made sacrifices, but for me, I'm very lucky that I haven't lost anyone very directly to me. But I just because I haven't doesn't mean I have the right to say that no one else will and that my actions would not directly result in the loss of someone else's loved one. And that burden I feel like should be more apparent to people because we are losing so many lives a day. And we're numb to it now. You see the TV, you see the numbers, and to some people they're numbers, but you you can't think of it like that. You got to think of as if anybody could die, what would you do to stop it? And I guarantee you, anybody who didn't take COVID seriously and who lost a loved one,
I,
or
bro, it's cool. I totally, COVID's a big topic. But I'm more curious about like your filmmaking. I would love
Okay.
before
Yeah.
because we got like I'll probably be on here for like probably maybe a little bit over the hour, but yeah, I want to like before we go, I want to hear more about like what you're doing as a filmmaker.
Okay. Well, a
You
lot.
said that you had some
And
scripts, right?
yeah, I've been making movies for a decade now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a passion of mine. It's um, something I've been wanting to do longer than rapping. Rapping
Mm-hmm.
is a relatively recent new passion of mine. Um, but the it takes time. Once you get to a certain level, when you want to get a crew or a cast of people or whomever to get together and to make a decent film. And by decent, I don't mean it's got to be Scorsese. I just mean it has to be better than what you did before, right? That's always my goal when I make any kind of project. If it's just 1% better than what I did last time, I'm happy enough. And the goal is to steadily do a little better every time, and hopefully more people will come with you. So, but it takes time writing a film, trying to get the idea of how do I convey this thought process or this story into a visual story, and how do I make it so it's entertaining? How
Mm-hmm.
do I make it so if
Wh-
you click it on YouTube, you're
what's
gonna
the
want to
subject
watch
of
all 6 minutes of it?
what's the subject of your film?
So my next film that I've been writing, I've leaned more towards the horror and thriller aspects for a while now, and so the most recent film that I've been developing is a short film, and it's about a man who is writing a screenplay, a television series pilot for some big network executive, and it's about spiders and whatever. It's a horror thing about spiders, and he has writer's block, so he decides to dip and go off and try to kind of isolate himself and really get himself involved in the psychology of what he's writing so he can write better.
Uh-huh.
And in the process of this, he slowly goes insane, and he starts seeing these spiders, and as he sees these spiders, there are three different kinds. There's a brown recluse that comes first, a black widow that comes second, and a tarantula that comes third. And the each spider is a metaphor for a certain thing that is happening in this main character's life. So the brown recluse is about isolation, right? He's isolated. He's in this place that he doesn't really know, and he's hating it.
Uh-huh.
The Black Widow is about the fear of the unknown. What's around the corner? What's in the shadows? Why are we so afraid of something we don't understand? And then the third one is a tarantula, and that's the fear of being misunderstood, because tarantulas are pretty ugly for most people to look at, except they're usually not too mean or aggressive. So we often have this misconception. And so, yeah, it's a thriller, and because these spiders visit him, and there's gonna be jump scares, and it's gonna be spooky and all that stuff. And I'm not doing it justice. It does get disturbing at times,
Uh-huh.
but the character arc that he discovers um, as each of these spiders visit him, he's having flashbacks, and he's backpedaling to why he got here, and how each spider is directly conveying what he's going through.
Uh-huh.
And so it's actually a metaphor about him becoming more responsible and having a child. Now, I don't have a kid. I'm not having a kid, but it's something I can extrapolate from and try to gauge. Um, so it's
Uh-huh.
got the heart in it, and as well as the thrills and scares. So it's a pretty well written script compared to all my others. It's my best written one.
Uh-huh.
So now I just have to figure out, how do I make it? How do I get the financing? How do I make it visually compelling and not cheesy? And how do I get the proper actors to convey the emotion I'm trying to do? So it's getting that. And it's funny. I planned, once I finished writing it, right around the time the first draft of it, the bulk of the story, I finished writing it around the same time I dropped Psychic Logical. And so I figured as soon as I was going to drop Psychic Logical and promote it for a month or so,
Uh-huh.
I was going to switch gears and really kind of just get right into the film and get some people over and get to shooting and really try to make it the best short film I could make. And then, of course, COVID was hitting at its peak in April. and so things were closing down, and it made it just impossible to get people over, which is fine. Actually, in hindsight, even though it's not great, it allows me to go back and kind of tweak some things and really kind of whittle it down to something I really want. So now it's just a matter of time. Once COVID is a little safer to go out and get a film crew, and once I can meet some more people that are like minded, then I'll get it to filming.
Mm.
And so in between, to kind of fill my hunger of filmmaking, I've been making music videos that relate to the uh, you know, I've been making films at home, my own music videos to promote my songs. So that's kind of been what I've been doing in terms of film as of right now.
Hmm. That's pretty cool, man. I'm excited to see. I know it's definitely challenging because
Yeah.
I've done a bunch of well, the most of the films that I make are just music videos, which I love to do.
Hmm.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I let's see. Sorry, I'm also playing chess.
It's okay.
It like if you unless you have like the budget to pay people, it's very difficult to just like organize a large amount of people to execute on your vision, you know. But I think
Yeah.
it's something, you know, with persistence, it's definitely, you know, doable and possible. So
Yeah, and I've made 30 plus short films. I'd say only 3 or 4 of them are good, but in my 10 years, I've made a handful of uh, different short films or different, whatever. And um, yeah, I'm probably not gonna pay anybody, partially because I can't afford it. And but there's a handful of people that aren't. If you do it just for money, it's not gonna be good
yeah,
in my eyes. If you do anything just for money, it's probably not gonna be great. But if you I mean, of course, if you're in a professional field, you need to be paid for it. I understand that. But
yeah,
for this, if I'm saying it's a passion project of mine, if I can get a handful of people who want to act in film or who want to be in the filmmaking process and slap a film on their portfolio or say that they got this hands on experience that they might not have been able to otherwise, or if they're just friends and they want to support me. Or kind of, it's fun. It's actually fun to get on set and make a film for the most part. It's not stressful at the level I'm at, right?
yeah,
So it's actually just a fun time. And so, um, with all that in mind, you know, it it's not it may be some arm twisting and incentivizing. Hey, please, 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 help me. But um, but there are also um, a handful of people who are like, oh my god, I want to act in your next movie, or I want to help in any way. Can I help do this or that? And that's always
Mhm.
good. So it's finding that balance of somebody who fits what I'm looking for, and what I need to be done for the film, and who's also cooperative.
Yeah,
That's when people ask me, what's the key for your directing? And I'm like, I've got many methods of my own that I've implemented over time to help it make it easier for my actors or for myself. Planning to the inch of your life.
yeah,
Being flexible in that plan, but planning almost everything out. You know, and then but also allowing that flexibility for if something went wrong, if your schedule got delayed, if an actor doesn't know their lines, especially since they're not professional. It's setting expectations for yourself that are manageable but not and that may exceed your previous project, but that are not so far and so hard to obtain that you are disappointed in yourself because you just can't reach
yeah,
them. And I see that a lot with short films. And I don't know how many short films you watch. Short film can range from 3 minutes to 25 minutes or 35 minutes. And, some are good. Some are really well produced. Some clearly have a full crew and, a $10,000, $20,000 budget. Some are a shoestring budget of $20 and a flip camera,
yeah,
and
100%.
but that doesn't matter. I mean, that's a component to keep in mind. But if you're on that shoestring budget of $20 and you're making a hostage negotiation SWAT team film, and these guys are busting in, and it's cool lighting and action, cool idea, but it's not going to be executed well on a $20 budget
Yeah, it's
because
definitely all about the
you can't
execution.
you can't convey that visually, and that's
Mhm.
the medium of film. So what you could do instead is, if you want that story of a hostage negotiation, you can just do two people in a room as a suspense thriller. Someone's being held at gunpoint, and the tension and the character dynamics between that will be just as riveting. And then maybe at the end you have one good final climactic action sequence to satisfy that hunger, instead of making a full-blown action movie. So you
Mhm.
can still kind of get those components and work them in a smaller budget. And even if you do have a good budget, something I've always noticed is people sometimes aim a little too high. So you can tell that the concept is good. Maybe some components look really professional, and then there are other components that are just like, where did that come from? So for me, whenever I try to make a movie, after I write the initial thing, once I realize that I can't afford that, or I don't have the time or people, I scale it back while
Mhm.
maintaining the main message in the story and some of the points that I really like desperately want to put in there as a
Yeah.
creative artist. I'm able to scale it back so I can fit it in what I need to convey. And sometimes it's the easiest tricks of merely shooting subjects in darker lighting so it doesn't always reveal how low quality their combat suit is in an action movie. Or sometimes it's quick edits so you don't see that the person isn't very well trained at holding the prop gun. Or sometimes,
Mhm.
whatever you got to do, it's the art of illusion, but it's also the art of temperamenting yourself so you're able to convey the main message that you want with the highest production quality that you can afford. And every time I've done that, it's worked out for me. I've scaled down the extravagant nature of a film and still got at the story. And so my production value, if you ever watch one of my short films, looks better than it may be because the shoe fits. And
Mhm.
I often see the shoes bigger than the foot, and it causes that weird in between where you can tell either the production's too good for the story that's being told, like a Transformers movie, or it's too the production value is too small for such a great idea.
Mhm.
And so in that, for short films, for me, that's a really big component I try to hit on, because that instantly will make someone not want to watch your film if it doesn't seem very professional, or professional to the degree of what story and what time frame you're running in.
Yeah.
So that's always been a goal of mine. And the same goes for music. It's about tweaking it and scaling it to better suit how I want to make it, right? It's always what I want to do first. And it's not to be selfish, like, oh, all I say is more important. But if I'm not happy making what I want to make, I shouldn't be making it.
Of course.
So I
Yeah.
always want to satisfy that checkbox, as I do, as I assume you do, and many other artists. Um, but then it's also being able to satisfy the people who are actually interested, right?
Yeah.
The people who like my short films. Will they see that this next project is a bigger improvement? Will they notice that the Brain Tapes Volume 1 sounds better, is tighter, it's every song is good in its own aspect, and it really trims the fat and really punches where it needs to punch,
Yeah.
in
100%.
comparison to Psychic Logical, not in comparison to the Marshall Mathers LP, and not in comparison to Shutter Island, but in comparison to what I've done. And that's hard to do. And it's really, and I don't know if you do this, but I either compare, sometimes I compare my work to the people who I aspire to be or who I look up to, whether it's Martin Scorsese or Spielberg or Eminem or, um, you know, uh, Jay Z or anybody like that.
Yeah.
Or if I compare it to my peers like you, because sometimes I'm listening to Lucy, or I'm listening to any one of your songs. I'm like, God damn, that's good. Or I'm watching the music video. I'm like, holy shit, I gotta get my Michael Jackson moves out again. Or if I'm comparing to my friend C's, who's a really, really good rapper and reminds me a lot of a combination of Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick Lamar is the best way I can say it. His voice sort of sounds like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
He flows like Eminem, and he's got the punchlines like Eminem, and he's got the thoughts, the consciousness of Kendrick Lamar. He's like one of the best rappers and a good friend of mine
What's
now
his name?
that I've ever seen. Seize,
Seas.
Seiz. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll throw his name down there. I give him shout outs every once in a while on my Instagram. Let me
Yeah.
put it in the YouTube chat just so everybody. But yeah, he's great. Great music. just high quality. And every time I listen to his stuff, he's been doing it longer and all that. Every time I listen to his music, I'm like, God damn, I gotta step my game up. And it's easier to do it with someone like yourself, where I'm comparing myself. I'm like, oh God, Lord Goose is really doing well here, or to C's, because we are closer in that bracket. It's
Mhm.
easier to distance myself to Eminem and say, oh well, yeah, Eminem's fucking Eminem. I can't even try to reach that stratosphere. But for you, it's
Mhm.
a little closer, even though you're different, even though we're completely, we have some similarities and some interests, but we are different in the way we pursue what we do.
Yeah.
Um, and it's never, I'm never like, oh my God, Lord Goose is my enemy. No, it's always just like, Jesus, he's really good. I really got to step up my shit. And that's important to a degree. It keeps you motivated in another level that you might not be otherwise. It's that friendly competition, but it's also um, one of those things where I do have to gauge myself, because the most helpful thing to rein it back in, to not compare myself to people who I think at times, or a lot of the time, is better at doing what I'm trying to do, like yourself, like C's, like some other colleagues and friends of mine. I have to take a step back and say, okay, am I doing better than I did on my last project? Am I doing better than am I freestyling better than the freestyle I did a year ago?
Yeah.
And if I go back and I listen, or if I watch, or if I try to figure that out, so far it's yes. And that is more important in the long run, because that shows that I am gradually, if not significantly, considering how quick I've been doing all this, how much more important that is than just comparing myself to you, because you're not me, I'm not you. You'll
Mhm.
do things better than I will. I may do things better than you. But to be honest, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, do I rap it? No, no. So, but anyway, it's just one of those things where I try to gauge that. And I don't know, that's just a tip. For me, it's how I sometimes have to push through. It doesn't work all the time, but I don't know what how do you do that? Do you go through that same process where you're listening to other artists, or whether it's someone who's top stratosphere like Drake, or Lil Wayne, or comparing to one of your friends at the UNC Cipher or whatever, and you're just like, holy shit, I gotta step my game. Do you have ways to kind of tamper that down so you don't
I
cry?
definitely I definitely get motivated by the I would say my competition. I mean, it's I don't mean that in like a negative term, but people
Mm-hmm.
who are of around my level, or but it's also I also don't compare myself too much to other people, because like it that never ends, because there's always
Yeah,
people who are like there's always going to be someone who's better than you. But
right.
yeah, at the same time, hmm, I try to let it motivate me. Like I try to let it, when I'm not being my best, when I'm not doing enough, I try to let that kind of
Yeah,
um
me too.
yeah, send me
I
into a
do.
fury, of a flurry of
Motivation.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I try to, I usually try to not compare myself, and I try to, when I do, 90% of the time I try to let it motivate me. But there are those times where I'm down on myself and I'm like, ah, or when my friend sees sends me a demo, he's like, what do you think? And I literally can't complete, like, there's nothing I could say that needs improvement, because to me, from what I know of rap, which isn't a lot, I'm like, damn, you're hitting top marks for me. I can't find something I dislike about it. And that's, whereas for him, he might like what I do. He might be a he we've talked, he's a fan of my music. He thinks I'm great at what I'm doing and where I am. um of course, he can find things that aren't great or that need improvement, because he's been doing it longer, because he has more experience, he knows what to look for.
yeah,
I don't. In comparison, because he has more experience, he's the veteran in this scenario. I I'm the Padawan. I'm learning from him in so many regards. And but it's a two-way street. Even though he's been doing it longer, and even though I look at it as I'm a Padawan of his, because he's really hitting top marks in certain areas. He's I know that he finds some things, or he realizes stuff that I'm doing, and he's like, damn, that's a good idea. um and so, and that's a good synergy. I think a lot of artists are able to do that. And not kick up this flurry of envy and jealousy that can be so negative and erosive.
Mhm.
Um,
100%. Yeah.
yeah, I know. I remember when I first. I don't know who reached out to who, but whenever we did that freestyle, I remember I think I saw you just through a promo or just following freestyle on Instagram, and I saw your freestyle, one of them, and I was blown away because of your showmanship, kind of like Freddie Mercury or any of those kinds of guys.
Yeah.
Just the energy you were able to exude as you were performing, even in a video in your studio. Um, and so I was intrigued by that from a visual standpoint, but I thought your bars and your flows was really good compared to other rappers I've seen, and even compared to what I do sometimes. You had a good beat. You were really going all in, and then that added spice that really differentiates yourself from others that I found intriguing is you edit it. You edit not what you're saying, but you edit the visual
Yeah.
thing. So when you're talking about um, dropping bars in the summer because you're trying to make gold like Fort Knox because you're getting so old, you'll have a picture of
Yeah.
like a gold ingot bar from Minecraft and then an old man or something, and
Yeah.
that really helps.
I should
Uh,
make a couple more of those because those are fun to make for sure.
those are, I bet, and they really help because they help people who may not be following, but they also just keep it different from just what it might be. Now, for me, partially because I'm lazy and partially because I'm so busy in other aspects, I I looked at that and like, wow, that's amazing, and I'm like, wait, I could do that. I'm a filmmaker, and then I'm like, I don't want to um, because it's so much more. What I like about freestyling and what I do on my channel, and I don't know who else really likes it as much as I do, but I like acapella freestyle. Sometimes I'll do it to a beat, but I like doing it acapella because with that I could turn on my phone, I could record, I can spit some bars, and I can be done. And um, and gradually over time they get better. And sometimes I'll have beats, sometimes I'll produce it nicely if I'm really feeling special. But I like the ability to quickly just do that. And it's a show of technicality and improvement in that field, but it's also just a release, a cathartic release that also helps people come to my social media, keeps that flow of people coming so they can maybe check out a song or whatever. um and it still takes time. I still have to figure out how I want what if I do a couple takes, which one to choose, if I and then to send it out and kind of promote it for the day. But it's a little more manageable than throwing together a video like you do. And that way I can just keep it consistent, show I'm improving, and it actually does make me improve on my abilities to rap. So for me personally, the freestyle acapella just suits me better in the workflow I'm working with. But from like an advertising or marketing standpoint, if I was smart and motivated enough, I would be doing what you're doing with the whole video editing, better production, a beat, all that. It's so much more entertaining to watch that. So all I hope is that when people watch the freestyles I do, they take it with a grain of salt. That it's almost like a dry run, and
Mhm.
I've always found it interesting to see those. How the hell does this person do that? Because you ever watch an XXL freshman freestyle, and some of them are terrible. But do you ever see some of them where you're just blown away at their ability to freestyle?
Oh yeah, I love it when they're good. I mean, yeah, obviously some
Yeah,
of them are terrible, but
yeah, when
I
they're
think you
really
go
good.
in with the expectation that like okay, it's like yeah, it's for me it's kind of I go into it with the attitude of checking out checking out who they consider to be like the freshmen and
Hmm.
also hoping to find sometimes I mean people that I like are in there, but also
Yeah,
hoping to find someone who's like hoping to be
who's
blown away.
new?
You know, like I want to be
Yeah,
surprised. I want to be uh
yeah.
yeah, you know.
Me too. And so sometimes when I am, and it's not just XXL, it's any cipher freestyle video I see wherever. But if I see something like that and I'm like, God damn, that's a freestyle? If I can do that, then I want to kind of go back and see how do they do that? How often do they freestyle to themselves?
Well,
Is it
I
completely
would
off the
also say
top
that
or is it
a lot of people
already written?
use freestyle where like it's not actually a freestyle, you know? Like I
Yeah.
mean, here's my question. If you were in their shoes, you know you're going to be on the freshman class, you're going to have eyes all over the world on you. You know, are you going to write out and memorize a verse, or are you gonna trust yourself in that moment to like hit that cipher, to really go in? Because I'm very comfortable in ciphers. Like I freestyle a lot, but then you also think like this is a big moment. This is a
Bigger
moment
deal.
of consequence, and how I perform
Yeah.
here will determine a lot in the future. Potentially, I mean potentially.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a
you have
good
that
question.
option. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how it works. If they required me, if they said you got to write something, we can't allow off the top. On the off chance you'll say something that's inappropriate to air or whatever, or that might be too hard to edit out if it's inappropriate. And that chance, then yeah, and I can write quickly. I can write an entire song in 30 minutes. So
Mhm.
that is in of itself. If I'm writing a verse, I can write a verse in 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long, and that's freestyle enough. But like you, I plenty comfy in my ability to freestyle completely off the top. Acapella on a beat. I'm not as good on a beat, but I'm practicing. I'm trying to get better. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
I would
that.
say with we were talking about ciphers earlier. The
Mhm.
I'll talk to people and I'll be like, "Yo, come out to the cipher," and they'll be like, "Well, how many people are going to be there?" And like, is it like they're wondering if there's going to be a crowd? And I would say that for me, the primary benefits of the cipher are not, like it's kind of like going to the gym for your bars.
Mhm.
It's like it's it's a way
To mental
to
exercise.
clock in those like 10,000 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wanted to do one. I try to get one going. I always love the idea. Every time I freestyle, like what we did in the beginning of this, or if I freestyle with somebody in person or online or whatever, uh, always so much fun,
Yeah.
right? If you're bouncing off somebody else, because in that moment, in the moment you can hone in and just freestyle and not worry about anything other than your ability to do so, you you're kind of free in that way. It's not always
Hmm.
perfect, doesn't always go great, but and even if it doesn't, if you're with somebody you trust or you like or you're vibing with, it's okay if you fuck up because if you're freestyling with someone else who's a rapper that they've done it too,
Yeah.
and so then they could pick up if you fuck up, or they could just pick up and make what you just made sound better, or you can help them, and that synergy and that flow of energy and connectivity is really exciting to me. And the few times I've done it with one or two people is really fun. So whenever I watch the ciphers, I'm like, God damn, I wish I was there because that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Very, very anxiety inducing, I bet, to a degree. But once, I always get
It
the,
definitely
the
is at first,
butterflies.
but yeah, but you get. I've been kind of the one of the main benefits of doing it is that you have the opportunity to push through that to overcome that. So
Yeah.
then,
And you get better over time.
yeah, of course. So like you get better over time, and it helps with stage fright, and it helps with. I mean, even to people. So like when I was in college, I would tell people who even like weren't even they have no dreams or aspirations of becoming a rapper. It's like, well, look, if you can muster the courage to get up and spit something at a cipher, it just
You can
helps you
do it
in
anyway.
general with courage. I mean, it just helps you be more confident. It helps you just be more secure in yourself to be like, yeah, I did that. I rose to the occasion. So I
Okay.
I hunt like I definitely obviously with the Rona, people are crowds are discouraged. But even if it's like an online thing, you just kind
Yeah.
of set yourself up to do it on the
It's
beat.
the,
But with us, the cipher thing, the best part about it, I think, is the collaboration with other people. So it's very difficult. It would be very difficult to do that unless at least all the performers were in the same room.
yeah. Yeah. It would be trickier on Zoom. I get that. But
Oh, it'd be almost. I would say
it's a
it's almost impossible on
time.
Zoom because just the lag.
Mm.
It's like if someone's playing the beat through the Zoom, there's a delay for the person to hear it, and then when that person raps on that beat and it goes back through, it's going to be even more delayed. So it's kind of a mess. It's just kind of until there's like zero latency communication, like it's or everyone plays
It's
their own
harder.
beats. If everyone played their own beats, that would work. Or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And but for me, the if I were able to cipher, I think the most fun part I wouldn't be. I don't know how I'd be, but I don't think I'd be as worried about how many people are watching me. More so than how many other rappers are up there with me. How many other people who could who I could look into. and who inspire me or who I inspire are there with me. It's that idea of community that is more enticing to me for a cipher specifically, um, more than the crowd because it's friendly. It's not a battle. You're not hurting each other's feelings. You're it's a very pure form of enjoying hip hop that I've always been attracted to, and unfortunately, I have never been able to do a big group cipher yet. But
Yeah,
as
you'll
soon
have the
as I do, I
chance.
think
I
it'd
mean,
be fun.
you'll have the chance, and then you can also take. There's always you could always organize one.
I tried. I'll try again once I'm in LA.
It's
But
definitely yeah. I mean, the climate now. I mean, I even stopped basically. I mean, I've done a couple in the
mhm,
past, in the recent, but like the combination of COVID and then me graduating has just
mhm.
I've had to I've do them a lot less frequently now. But
Yeah,
I want to fix that.
yeah. Well, and you have those people who you already did it with, as contacts. So you guys, you got a group of people
That's
you can
true, but
always.
it didn't like most of the time I would show up when I showed up. Okay. So when I first started doing it, I was walking into another person's cipher because there were people at my college who were already doing it, and I was like, "Wow, this is really cool."
Mm,
Um, but as how can I say, um, as like those people graduated, I eventually like came and took over, and it gets to the point where like there's a lot of times where you show up and you're the first one there, and it's time to start. It's like you got to start by yourself, and you got to do it by yourself, and you got to be comfortable doing it by yourself, and it and that really is like a moment of overcoming fear. And I if you do that, if you're the type, it's a personal challenge almost, and like pushing through that, I think is really it's really worthwhile, I would say. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. Every time I start a live stream, if I that's kind of my best experience right now in terms of full freestyles, making it up on the spot, unless somebody's just like, "Hey, freestyle for me."
mhm.
Because in some of my live streams, one time I did 8 in a day in one live stream, 8 different freestyles, some with beats, some without, and it's just from a handful of people who jumped in the live stream said, "Hey, rap about this," and it's either a word or a sentence, or just asking me a freestyle,
Yeah.
and I had to get in that and do that, and then switch over, and it was really fun. It was exhilarating. It was very nerve wracking because I'm like, oh god, and I was on my own. There was no one else to bounce off of. So,
Yeah.
and they were all supportive. It wasn't like anybody's like, all right, well, if you don't do this right, I'm gonna unfollow you. But,
Yeah. Or
but
hold
it
you
is one of
hostage.
those things.
It's funny.
What
I said they hold you hostage for the bars. Yeah.
exactly? They put a gun to my head. All right, spit something good.
Yeah.
But it's exhilarating doing it. I'm usually like just shaking like once I'm done because it's an hour worth of freestyling on and off between different topics and trying to impress a group of people and try to keep their attention. But it's a really fun thing, and I'm going to get back into doing some of that. I've actually started this new thing. I don't know if you saw these promos. Instagram is weird. It's my main social media thing, but unfortunately it's like throwing sand in the wind and hoping it sticks because um,
I can
it's so
relate to that.
scattered. Even your own followers won't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I do this thing where I freestyle for people, individual people. Like if they're going through a hard time or if their friend is having a birthday or whatever,
Yeah.
a special occasion, positive or negative, they it's usually a friend of somebody. It's not usually the person directly asking for a freestyle. And so I just say, hey, give me a little bit of info, their name, whatever they're comfy with me knowing,
Mhm.
what's going on, and I'll send a little video of me freestyling, 30 seconds to a minute, and hopefully it'll at least entertain them. If not, maybe bring their spirits up or put a smile on their face, whatever it's got to do. I'll try to do it,
Yeah.
and that's um I like doing it because it really helps other people get through the day, or maybe it just puts a smile on their face, and I enjoy that aspect of it. But I also, um, it gives that connectivity that I wouldn't have if I just said, "All right, go listen to my next song," because usually it's like, why the fuck would they? What's the point? What do they get out of it? Um, so I'm trying to tap into that and try to figure out, okay, if you're going through a hard time, how can I help you? Because you might not always go and listen to my music. I understand that. So how do I make it so if you're not going to listen to my music, how do I make myself where I'm standing right now, as you see me, more relevant to you?
Yeah.
And because at the end of the day, even though I'm doing this for me, I do this for other people as well. I don't just do it for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it out there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I've been doing, and I'm going to kick that back into gear once I'm a little less busy because it's a little time consuming. And usually when I announce it again and saying, "Hey, I'm doing this," I get like 5 or 6 requests, and I try to respond in a timely manner. So
That's cool, man.
um,
Do you charge
yeah,
people to do them or no?
no, 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 no,
There's definitely
no. It's
like
just a
there's like services. I mean, it's not quite like that, but there's like have you ever seen like celebrity shout out services or something?
Mhm, mhm.
Those are so
Yeah.
it's yeah,
No,
but no, I think what you're
I
doing is
wouldn't
better.
for
Yeah.
this specifically. I mean, there might be freestyles down the road just to entertain people,
Yeah.
right? But for this, it's actually it's designed more so to help people through hard
Yeah,
times. Now,
I
it
think
can be a
the
birthday,
spirit of it is
but
like much
it's
more giving the way that you're doing it, which I think is cool.
it's like a charity in my mind. So it's not like I'm a saint. I'm just saying it's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
I like to do
yeah.
to
No,
connect with
I understand
people.
what you're saying.
And so that's something I've done, and I'm gonna keep doing a little bit of that, and that's something that I find to be very rewarding, and it actually helps, on a personal level. It does help. It helps me feel better about myself, but it also helps grow my stuff. It helps people say, "Oh, you know what? This guy's actually decent.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not just a dick all the time."
Yeah.
Um, so that's nice. Anyway, I know I've been talking way too much, and
Yeah,
I've
it's all
been
good, man. I think
going on.
I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna stop live streaming and start
Yeah.
winding down for bed. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really enjoyed talking to you
Yes,
finally.
yes. Thank you for having me, and it
Of
was
course.
great catching up with you and listening to your music, your most recent single,
Oh yeah.
um,
There's
and all
check out
that stuff.
there's another one coming this Thursday, bro, with the music
Uh,
video. So,
I'm definitely
stay
hyped.
tuned.
Send it to me, and I will check it out. And we'll have to do this again. And I promise next time, now that I know the format, I will not talk endlessly. I have a
Dude,
tendency
it's
to do
all
that.
good, man. I'm here for you, bro. I'm a fan, so
Thanks,
I'm
man.
in
Same
the.
here.
Oh, by the way, one last thing? Do you have like a name for your fans?
I call them the Psychic Army right now.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, I'm
When I started up
enlisting.
a Patreon,
I'm
so
enlisted. I'm in the psychic army.
you'll be the general. You'll be one of our generals.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, the I want to have you at some point. No rush, especially with my schedule heating up right now. But when I'm available, I'll let you know. I'd like to do an Instagram live stream and have you on, and we'll just talk shit and talk about freestyle a little bit and talk about music. And I will interview you, and you'll get to talk more. Um,
Sounds good. Just let me know.
and that'll be fun. Yeah, I will.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Well,
Thank you for having me. Everybody, go check out my channel. I made a comment. My
yeah,
Let
yeah.
me just quick on YouTube.
You can drop it in the chat if you want.
Alrighty. Thank you. I appreciate all the support.
Of course, man.
And
I'll
this
talk
was
to you
fun.
later.
We'll do it again. Yeah.
All right,
Peace.
peace
Good
out.
luck with everything.
Of course. How do I don't even know how to leave this chat. Oh yeah, there we
Neither
go.
do I.
Disconnect.
There we go.
All right, cool. Good stream, everyone. Psychic's cool. Heck yeah, EC. Bruh, I'm glad that you're, bruh. I see you commenting on some videos and coming back and hanging out. Bruh, appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Thanks for sticking with me. I as, as someone who likes my music, I would say I got some really dope stuff coming soon. So, you know, heck yeah, man. All right, well I'll talk to you later, bro. All of you guys. I'll talk to all of you later. I don't know if any of you guys are in North Carolina, but I have a show Friday. We're gonna be live streaming it. I'm gonna be live streaming the show like I usually do, like the Fresh Fridays thing on Friday. We usually do a live stream, but this time we'll be live streaming at a venue. I'll be rocking the house. So, stay tuned.